So, hello, I'm Radhika Nabar, and I'm a MBA BM candidate in XIM Bhubaneswar. Prior to my MBA, I have worked in the analytics and market research domain, and I wanted to understand functional areas of business, particularly in marketing. And I was fortunate enough to get an internship with Becton Dickinson, which is one of the leading medical technology companies in across the globe. Here, I worked as an intern in the marketing and sales domain. Yes. So I think three things are very important. First is that the field of healthcare is new to many, so a innate curiosity towards this field to know more about it, to understand the different nitty-gritties of this field is very important. Secondly, I think a firm grasp over marketing and sales concepts, because if you know them thoroughly, only then can you apply them in the real world. And third would be out of box thinking. Because as a young professional, you can really create an impact to business by providing a fresh perspective. So I think one of the most important things as an intern who is working on strategy is to have a quantitative bent of mind, because that would enable you to measure and give quantifiable outcomes of quantifiable outcomes, that is the impact your strategy would have on business, and that is very important from business perspective. Second would be out of box thinking, so providing an insight that the company doesn't have before, or leveraging digital resource or something on those lines, that is new, and the company hasn't thought of before, that could really create an impact to business. Third, I think, would be good communication skills. This is not restricted to verbal communication, but also every form of communication. Every presentation you make, every email you write, every conversation you have with the stakeholders is very important all throughout your internship. So, the internship is a place where you get to see the concepts that you've learned actually in real life. So, in my case, it was a go to market strategy. This helped me see how a go to market strategy is formulated, the different stakeholders involved in it, the different aspects that you have to consider when you're forming a go to market strategy, as well as the challenges one faces. My internship also taught me about B2B marketing, because, as we know, healthcare is predominantly a B2B marketing domain. And overall, all these learnings helped me to understand marketing as a whole, which helped me gain better clarity over my subjects in the second year. So, in our case, our internship was online, and it was during a time when the healthcare sector was going through a crunch. So, when it came to contacting external stakeholders, we really had to show our persistence, because we had to contact doctors, the on ground staffs, in some cases, even frontline workers. And so, we really had to show our empathy when it came to communicating with these stakeholders. Second was contacting internal stakeholders. So the company was very welcoming when it came to us summer interns approaching the company stakeholders for anything, right from sales rep to the top management. Everyone was very understanding and very willing to give their piece of knowledge to us that would help us give a better outcome in our summer internship. So, prior to my MBA, I worked in a market research firm, and working here gave me understanding of both qualitative and quantitative research, both of which I have applied in my internship. In addition to that, I also worked as in the analytics domain, and that gave me the importance of understanding numbers and what numbers and KPIs are important when it comes to formulating a strategy. So I always had that in the back of my mind when I was formulating any strategy, to look for a certain KPIs that are important to business and going ahead with understanding or formulating strategy across these. Definitely. I think because in order to formulate a good marketing strategy, you also need to understand its operations, its logistics, and its finances. So, in my case, I had to formulate a go to market strategy for which it was important to understand its operations, logistics, because it had a bearing on the final strategic outcome. So I think it is very important to understand all domains in order to give a holistic strategy. Basically, my project was that the company wanted to relaunch a particular product in the Indian market, and they were looking for a go to market strategy for the same. So during this project, the key learnings for me were that I got to interact with multiple stakeholders. So I got to understand the key opinion leaders. I got to interact with the on ground staff who actually use the product and get their perspective. I also got to understand the distributor perspective on the same, and all this helped me understand the product and the working environment, uh, that is the entire ecosystem that surrounded the product. So that for me was a very holistic learning. Second would be that the internship was a place for me to hone my own skills. It challenged me in various ways. It got me to improve my communication skills, to improve my business knowledge, and also get a innate understanding in the healthcare sector, which was a unique experience. So, one thing I would like to advise the interns would be that before going to the internship, do your own homework. So, understand which domain you're going into, understand the different stakeholders there are, understand the kind of marketing that happens in that area, and because it's very different from the marketing in any other field. So, second would be or know your marketing concepts really, really well. Third would be do not be afraid to ask questions, because all the stakeholders, internal stakeholders, right from business heads to the sales reps, everyone is very welcoming, and everyone is really interested in making that project a success. So be curious, ask questions, and make the most of the internship.